Welcome, everyone, to our Transformational Thursday. We are so glad you're here. I love to say, I think I heard it from Tal first, that whoever invited you cares deeply about you. And so we are happy you're here. My name is Nirankar, and we get together each Thursday to share a little bit of the magic that all of us come together to share, and also a bit of the magic that we partake in ourselves. So we share it. It's a transformational part of our life, and these superfoods are really worth sharing. So I'd like to start just really quickly by letting you know a little bit about myself. I was a transformational health coach, and I met a dear angel, and she was like, "Well, what do you recommend for your clients? And do you have a protocol that you personally use that you like?" And at the time I was like, no, but I want one. So she introduced me to these superfoods, and I already felt like I had a really grounded, organic, and beyond organic. I was a part of a biodynamic CSA, but I had a busy life, and I was still recovering from a 40 plus hour a week, 9 to 5 type of, that was 9 to 5, because I had to carry around my phone and be in reachable all the time. So I, I said, like, sure, I'll try it. And she automatically introduced me to this 30-day, nutritional reset. And I was like, I've done serious cleanses before, and I haven't really, cleanses, and I haven't really cleansed in a while. So I'm looking forward to trying this. So I started, and nearly immediately, I was like, this is different. This feels so nourishing. My energy changed, my sleep changed, my skin changed. I was like, what's going on? And so I kept going. And that's really just a wee little bit of my personal story. I would also love to share that for the first time, I stopped running in my 30s, just right around 28. And um, I started when after my first ultimate lifestyle transformation, which is essentially what we call this 30-day nutritional reset. I started to want to run again and really hike. My aches and pains really left, because the reason I wasn't running was because when I did run, I was sore for days. My hips hurt, my knees hurt. It really didn't feel good anymore. I felt like my body was crying, like, don't do this anymore. But now I feel so grounded, and so my aches and pains really have been completely transformed, that I can run and not be sore for days. And I feel like I just did a 3-day hiking trip with my daughter and her class, and I totally kept up with 13-year-olds, and my knees felt great. So I would love for you to hear some other stories about what this is. And then I'll circle back around and tell you a little bit more about what I'm talking about on a really ground, like, what is this protocol? What are these superfoods? What is this company? And so I am going to circle back around and share a little bit about that after we hear some other stories about about other women's transformation. Tonight, we're really focusing on women's wellness. And for me, I work with women in my coaching program, and I feel like healing women's life is really the key to ushering in this new world. No one gets onto the planet if they don't come through a womb. And so healing wombs and women's wellness is really part of my mission. So I would love to introduce one of my side-by sisters. I'm so grateful for those of you, my sisters, who are here supporting me in this process. And it's so fun to be in community and learn from each other and have you all here. So I'm going to introduce Maria. Some of you may know Maria. If, by the way, put in the chat if, excuse me, who invited you here tonight. I would just love to be privy to that. And also put in the chat a number one if you're here because you're curious about adjusting, resetting your own biology, your own nutrition, your own, perhaps you have some disease patterns or symptoms that you'd really love to transition out of. So if that's you, you'd like to transform your health, please put a 1. Great, welcome, Kristen. So I'd love to introduce Maria. Maria is she, she's one of, I can always go on social media and find these awesome tips from Maria. She has this way about sharing her nutrition, sharing her food, sharing her magic that I'm like, tell me more. What's in your smoothie? She's like the smoothie queen. And so I just love her smile. I love her voice. I love hearing you on so many levels, Maria. So thank you for being here, and please share with us what your health has been like since introduced to these superfoods.
And I'm so grateful to be here. Thank you so much. And I feel the same way about you, Nirankar. I think we have so much in so much in common. And I love when I see you pop up on your videos all the time. It's just being surrounded by so many amazing people has been incredible. Even aside from all the nutrition, all of our heart nutrition is so important as well that we get. And I actually had recently had an incredible health experience that I didn't expect to have with a very profound experience that I didn't actually expect to have. And I originally came in, it was actually a year ago yesterday was my anniversary of starting Purium and taking the products. And I originally came in I'm a health coach, an integrative nutrition health coach. And for years, I had looked for something that I could stand by the ingredients with and had never found that until a year ago. And so my plan was to be able to have these amazing products to offer to all of my clients, And of course, I, take them all myself, and I've done the ULT, and I didn't do it 100%. And I, because I'm health coach Maria, and I don't need to do that, right? So I thought, and long story short, fast forward to, I did a ULT last month, and I went all in. I went 100% all in on it. And 3 weeks into it, I had this energy. And it's funny when you talk about running Nirankar, because I have a similar experience, right? I have this energy that literally, even yesterday, like I don't even know what to do with it. I have so much energy that I literally don't even know how to expend it at this point. Coming from prior to being a health coach, I had a laundry list of health issues, and energy was something I never even dreamed I'd ever have again, let alone the kind that I've had. But 3 weeks into it, I decided one day I was going to go for a run because after not running for a significant amount of time, and I was like, I just feel like taking a run today. And I literally just randomly ran a 10K and just ran. And I just wanted to keep, I actually stopped myself because I'm like, maybe I shouldn't run longer than, I'm not used to running. Maybe I should just stop, and I have no aches, no pains, just like you said, like nothing. The next day, I took a hike, climbing the rocks, climbing the mountains. I had a 6-mile hike the day after I ran a 10K, still like no aches, no pains, no nothing. And I'm like, I'm not even in shape, which is crazy, right? So I'm like, whoa, there's a huge difference between I think what I learned most was that cellular nourishment from the Purium, rather than from, I was always that person, it needs to be raw, real, whole foods types of person. Well, Purium actually is that, but to be actually nourished on that deep cellular level was something I had never experienced before, and to detox whatever needed to come out of my body. And I typically don't lose weight. I never try to lose weight. And I actually lost 5 pounds myself during the transformation of all the toxins. It must have been all the toxins, which is kind of nasty, right? That we have all of that, all of that in us, and it needs to come out. So I am like going back all in, and I'm still taking everything in the UL. I'm still doing my biomedic twice a day and still taking all of that, because I'm like, you almost feel like you have like superpowers. And I've had clients that have had the same, even though like I started off as, health coach Maria, I have had clients that are not starting off that way, that have had similar experiences with pain and not having soreness and working out. And it's amazing. So anyways, I just kind of wanted to tell that story. And I've never felt, I'm 49 years old, going to be 50 this year. And I've never in my entire life been able to feel like I've felt like especially in these last few weeks. So it's pretty amazing. So that's my Purium health story for you. Short, very shortened up.
Thank you so much, Maria. Thanks for sharing that. What a delight it is to hear firsthand other stories. Before I go any further, I want to really welcome those of you who jumped on during Maria's story. Thank you. I realize you have a lot of choice in how you spend your time. And so your time is really important to us. And I'd like to just share that we're going to talk a little bit about health and these products and this company for the next 15 minutes. And then we're going to shift gears and talk about the business opportunity, the wealth opportunity, because we're all here because this offers not only a health opportunity to transform your own health, but also we do offer an option for residual income to really bring some extra dollars in and have your products paid for at minimum. So in terms of this company, I just want to share, I know that myself and Tall and Bev and Joe, and all of my sisters have very high standards. I feel like that's really what brings us together, frankly, that we have high standards for the consciousness of the company we choose to support. We have really high standards for the quality that we put in our body. And so first, I just want to share that what I love about these aren't just the most convenient, like healthiest fast foods on the planet. but they are grown with such consciousness, such amazing heart. They're grown in regenerative soil that is not just like this much regenerative soil, but this much regenerative soil. It's really, yeah, it's been, it's the effort and the care that has gone into the soil that these plants are grown in really makes the difference, because in the grocery store you're not getting the minerals, the vitamins and the minerals. Thank you, Tal. Yes, 60 feet down. Can you believe that? So that's not just 6 feet, you know, that is really a lot of effort. So they're taking these farmers who have otherwise may not even um, have paid attention to the organic labels, because for many reasons, but they're then supporting these farmers to transition to regenerative soil. And so the quality of the products that we're ingesting are totally alive. They are grown on the farm, dried right there with the wind, with, so no heat, but with the wind, they're wind dried. They're then tested, triple tested for the quality, for anything that might be in there that they personally don't want to ingest. The owner's name are Dave and Amy, and they have, I've never personally met them, but I feel like I have, because I love hearing about their story. I won't go into it now, but I can assure you that their story makes me cry almost every day. Like every day I hear it, I should say, because when you hear it, you realize the absolute passion that went in to their mission. Their mission is to relieve human suffering. And how is that happening for them? Is through transforming the nutrition that people can have access to. And they're also transforming how that nutrition is being delivered to people on the planet. So that we have full responsibility for how successful we wish to be. And they're so supportive. And so these products, what we're referring to, what Maria just spoke of and what I first spoke of, the ultimate lifestyle transformation, are these products that have been formulated specifically to pull the toxins out of your body. One toxin I just want to highlight is that one of these products is called Biomedic. It's a group of 5 products, and it's one of them. And this Biomedic has been shown to pull 74% of the glyphosate out of people's body within 6 weeks. And if I got those details wrong, Tal, please correct me. So the glyphosate Biomedic is the only product on the market that has currently been certified through a third-party certification organization. It's a nonprofit called the Detox Project. And whoever invited you here can share that information with you if you're curious. But I can tell you that glyphosate is a widespread herbicide that's used on many products on lots of farmland throughout the United States. And it's nearly impossible not to be exposed to it, because it's now in our water and now in our air and certainly in our food. And what it does to the plants, it's actually doing to our microvilli in our belly. And so not only does Biomedic help to pull that glyphosate out of our system, help heal our gut microbiome, but it's also been shown to reduce what they call the C-reactive protein, the CRP, which is an indicator of inflammation, which is likely why Maria and I have had so much success with the inflammation in our body, which allows us to run without aches and pains. So it's probably one of the things that helped us immensely, and changing our system from an acidic state to a more alkaline state. And so that's just one of the products. The other four really work synergistically together to help detox your cells on a very deep, on a cellular, detox your body on a cellular level, which we don't often use the word detox, but it's or cleanse per se, because it's so nourishing. It's very easy to do. It's very easy to put into your day. And so these five products support each, all of them work together to support your cells to be so nourished that they're really able to then let go of what they don't need. And once those cells, that elimination process kicks in, then you can start to feel it on many levels. Some of what we focus on that might be possible for you is better sleep, more vibrant skin, weight loss, or perhaps weight gain if that's an issue for you. Inflammation, as I spoke of, so inflammation that may show up as aches or pains, or in many other ways. And it also, I've one thing that I've been told multiple times is that if you feel bloated, so that inflammation in the belly is typically because the lymphatic system has to go in and help if there's any leaky gut going on, which typically there is if your gut microbiome has been compromised by perhaps herbicides or pesticides or heavy metals or mold, or your toxic load is just building up and building up. And so the inflammation that happens with a bloated belly is one symptom that people notice right away, and that suddenly they're no longer feeling as bloated as they used to, because there is that healing that going on, that inflammation's coming down. More energy, as Maria and I both spoke to, better digestion, and perhaps you're ready to take your fitness to the next level, which is super fun, because when you feel that energy and you're ready to work out in a different way, then what could be better? I really love that fitness part. So I would love to just I want to just share quickly these five products that I spoke of in the ULT. The person who invited you here, that's actually I'm gonna mention this first. You're not alone. These products don't just come to your doorstep and suddenly you're like, what do I do? Essentially with your products comes the support of whoever invited you here, which is really so fun from where I'm sitting, because I get to watch people go through their transformations day in and day out. And so when you're ready to jump into this 30-day transformation, please don't think you're doing it alone. No question is too simple. And we also have another container for you to come and bring all of your questions. So if you're kind of on the fence about this and you're like, oh, I've never done anything like this before, then really you have the support of myself and the person who brought you here and all of the other coaches in the room, because we come together on a weekly basis to support each other. So so the community has been a big deal for me. It really keeps me personally focused on my own fitness journey and my own wellness journey. Yeah, so let's see if I've missed anything in the chat. I'm gonna just pause because we have only a couple more minutes where we're gonna really just focus on the health aspects of this. And so I want to just make sure if anyone has any questions about what we've already covered, or if one of my sisters wants to hop on and share something that is coming through them that I haven't shared, I'm going to give that space.
I would love to say a few things.
Yeah, please.
Okay. Yeah. First of all, I'd love to give a special shout out to my girl Ava in Jamaica. She's driving in her car. So shout out to Ava. Thanks for joining. Another shout out goes to Amanda and Elizabeth, not on camera, but they are here. They are coming in from Bahamas. And so shout out to you gals for being here. Thanks for joining. And I just want to, just sort of let everyone know that looking for a healthy way of life is worldwide, right? It doesn't just stay within your own doors. It doesn't stay within your own community. It really is worldwide. And everyone deserves a path to righteous nutrition, right? And I say righteous not because it's in a religious way, but my goodness, shouldn't it be? Right? I put in the chat that, the way that this company really cultivates the soil 60 feet south, okay? That's an enormous amount of soil to regenerate. And it takes 7 to 8 years for them to really make sure that they regenerate it into full organic soil. This is the reason. This is the reason why I have been able to thrive so much. This is the reason why Maria has been able to run a 10K marathon, right? This is the reason why Nirankar is here today, and Bev and Kahina, and Joe, we are here because of this soil. And I had no idea, right? Born and raised in Jamaica, small little island, lots of fun, love the music, right? But we don't know. We weren't taught about what organic foods are supposed to be. In fact, we were taught more about craving and wanted American style food. That's what we were like. Oh my gosh, if you could have a Coca-Cola or a Pepsi, you were in heaven. Like that's what it's like. Oh my, these are the fruits. These are the things. These are the, this is what we're supposed to be having. Right. So of course, when I left Jamaica at 21 and moved to the United States, that's kind of where I went. Because now I was living in America, the land of the free, golden opportunity for everything. Right. Yeah. So my health went way down south. And for many, many years, I suffered. And I also suffered in that whole mindset of this is normal. I'm now in my 40s and I'm supposed to feel tired all the time. I'm supposed to be completely depleted. I'm supposed to be packing on all these different medications. All these ailments have been inevitable for my life. Doctors have been warning me and telling me and this and that. And here's the type 2 diabetes now. And yes, the blood pressure is still high. And yes, the cholesterol is climbing again. But this is normal, right? I've had 2 children. I'm supposed to be, postpartum. I'm supposed to be in depression every now and then. This is life. This is how it goes, right? The poop's supposed to hit the fan. So no, it's not. The poop's supposed to hit somewhere else, but not the fan. Okay? It's not. We're supposed to be thriving. We're supposed to be reversing our age. I am not even kidding. I really, truly feel, and I know that you ladies can agree, that you feel like you're the best 20s you have ever been. Even better than when you were actually in your 20s, right? That this is really what your life is supposed to feel like. And it always and only can come from the food that we're eating. What we're putting in our bodies does matter. It really does. Okay, I've lost over 80 pounds in 2 years, thanks to my nutrition, right? Thanks to these superfoods nutrition. All I did was add it in. And by adding it in, it was so simple for me to take out and remove all the stuff that just wasn't serving me, right? I was a dairy fanatic. I was cheese in every single meal. If you didn't have cheese, I wasn't going to eat it, right? I mean, it was lathered. Come on, bring it on. Bring it on. More was better, right? No, it's not. Until I realized, wait, that's actually what's swelling my gut right now every time I ate a piece of cheese, every time I had a bowl of cereal. And so when you start making those connections because you've included the superfoods nutrition into your life, then making those connections are so easy. And then it becomes no big deal to want to change, because that's what we need to do, is that we need to want to change, right? There's one thing of saying that, yes, I need to do this. I need to do something. Something's not right. I have to lose weight. I should this, I should that. But really, truly wanting to be able to stick to it only comes when you fully nourish yourself. And then it's not work, right? Because I've been through those roller coaster diets, right? Up and down, up and down, up and down. And it's hard. It is hard. It is not fun, and it is hard. Okay. 30 days, a 30-day ultimate lifestyle transformation is your doorway into a thriving life. It's been 5 years for me now on Purium. Not a day goes by that I am not on the ultimate lifestyle transformation. Plus, 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 plus. So I have every single thing in my pantry from Purium. All right. Because I know what it does for me. I know how it makes me feel. And, sharing it with other people to be able to thrive is really such a joy, right, Nirankar? It's just such a joy. So I just really wanted to come on here and shout out my girls. And thank you so much, Nirankar, for opening up the Zoom to allow me to share a little bit. And continue on. Thank you all.
Oh, so glad you did, Tal. Thank you so much. You dropped so many gems. So one gem that I love is that you brought it back to lifestyle. You brought it back to worldwide. You brought it back to our birthright. And so this really helped. I believe the gem here is that it does get to the foundation. It helps us that's why it's called a transformation, because it starts to get to the foundation of why we make the choices we make. And it's really about changing our lifestyle, why we make the choices we make. And it helps us start to unpack the emotional parts of things. And so that is going to actually be my segue into the wealth transformation. So we've just spent about a half an hour, a little more, really talking about health. But there is nothing that does, salt and pepper, spoon and a fork. Health and wealth really go hand in hand. And that's why I feel like this is so magical, because to feel the value in what you're doing and really believe in it, like deeply, because you feel how it's making you feel, how it's helping you feel, how it's helping you look at the world differently, how it's helping you think differently, then your desire to share it becomes a part of your growth. So how, people are going to ask, people are going to lean in, and then you become, it's almost like your servant leadership just starts spilling out, because it for me, at least personally, when I have something good, then I really want to share it. And why not be able to share it and actually receive some energy, receive some income, receive some money in return? And so that's what this next half hour is going to be like about, or 24 minutes. And so I'm going to share a little bit about the business opportunity. And I'm going to start by just sharing a little bit of my personal story. I love being able to integrate this into my coaching business. I love being able to suddenly feel like I have some magic that I can recommend with my full body, my full heart, that I have so much trust in these products and the company and the owners and the community and the sisters, that that there's nothing about it that I don't love sharing. And so if someone else can benefit from what I have, I am so happy to share it. And so I kind of dreamed about having something that I could share so authentically. And um, so I want to also invite my other sisters on, but the being able to, a couple of things. One, what this allows me personally is time freedom. So real quick, without going into my own drama around this, when I was 12 and 13, my parents got divorced. And my mom was, I was part-time with my mom, part-time with my dad, but my mom at that age was working full-time, going to school full-time, and had another, boyfriend after a while. And so she was super busy and not really present to me at that age, at 13. And when my daughter was born, my husband stayed home with her. And I was working a regular 9 to 5 in a hospital setting. And I worked a lot of hours. I worked 40 plus hours, carried a beeper at that time. Eventually it transitioned into a phone. I was always available. So so my husband stayed home with our daughter, and I nursed and worked 40 plus hours, and he stayed home with her. And I was exhausted. And I had adrenal fatigue, I had, you name it, I was tired. So right now my daughter's 13. And you better believe that I am doing everything in my power to be present to her process. Whatever she needs, I just want to have my presence and love my mom to death. Some of you know her. She and I have worked it all out and she is totally there for me now. But I just know that I needed the freedom to be able to be present to my daughter. And so I can take my work, like we just spent 4 days away together with 6 of her friends. And I was able to bring them in this big van, and we spent 3 days on a lake, and I could run my business while I was there. And I could just stay present to my clients, stay present to whatever was happening with my superfoods, brought my big bag of superfoods with me. My daughter's like, Mom, will you make me some superfoods? And she's sharing it with her friends. And so I'm present to her, and I wouldn't be able to be present to her if I had a regular 9 to 5. And so that is a little bit of my story right now. So location freedom, time freedom. I work as often as I desire. I work where I want. There's no cap. No one else is telling me that I can't make more than, $4,000 in a month. I get to put in the effort and make as much money as it's up to me. I get to choose. And I love this aspect of this business, and I get my superfoods paid for. So I have a sharing code. How this works is when you decide that this might be something that you're interested in, one, for sure, you can just be a customer. There's no commitment. You don't need to be a part of the business. You can just try the products. But if you know that you're interested in a little extra income, then this opportunity exists. And right off the bat, you can get them paid for. So I'm gonna be quiet again for just a second and open it up to any of my sisters who might want to say a word about this part of the opportunity. And if you have, yeah, I'm just gonna be quiet and see if anyone out there is interested in saying a few words. Yeah, Maria, please.
I think my story is very similar to yours, is being a health coach, looking for the protocol to be able to help my clients and to keep things simple, right? That's one of the huge things. And one of my things I was struggling with as a health coach was, first of all, I'm by myself. And so I didn't have all of you guys, right? I can't even imagine. It's really hard to run a business by yourself without support and without community. So that was one of the things I was struggling with, especially when, COVID hit, and then you're really, really lonely. You're working a lot. You're so, lonely without community. And I have this huge vision of wanting to help. Especially after when you have a journey coming from being so sick to literally healing your entire body and feeling like you've never felt in your entire life, you just want everybody to get to feel that way. So my heart is always like, I just want everyone to have this too, and to get to feel like this too, and to know that they can heal their body. And doing it on an individual basis like that, it's a very hard, you can only have so many clients. And so when I came into Purium, I have this huge vision, which is coming true, right? Of being able to, bring on brand partners so that they can share and they can share and they can share. And we can have this just huge ripple effect of health with thousands of people. Because I feel like we're in such a situation right now where it's a dire emergency to help people heal their bodies. We're in an emergent situation, and it needs to be done on a huge scale. That's just what my heart has been feeling. And this is the way that I can actually support people and help people do that, and how we can create such a huge ripple effect. So it's been such an amazing experience for me. And watching the transformations and everything that's been happening has been amazing. So that's what I wanted to speak on. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Maria. Yeah, I'm glad you brought up the solopreneur world, because that was me totally. I worked in the hospital for 25 plus years, and I actually worked in a wellness center where I would see 200, 300 people a day. They would just come flowing in, and I'd get to, talk with them. And then when I decided to start my own business and leave that, sick care world, I really didn't align with the hospital setting at all. I then was like, where are all the people? One-on-one clients are great. I adore that kind of interaction and that depth, the intimacy of that. But I really longed to have a bigger effect, to really just, I want to help more people. I want to see more people. I want to be present to more of their process. And this is really the way to do it, is to have people under me who are doing the same. And so that's also my goal, just as Maria's, that you can really enter this business in two ways. You can just share the products and help people transform their health. And you can also, I personally have a vision similar to Maria's, where I have brand partners that are on my team that are really bringing this to their clients. And so that we're having an effect that feels bigger and greater. And so I can say that I personally had never really been in a social sharing network. I know Maria has a slightly different story. She was more familiar with this model. This social sharing model, though, has completely opened up my heart. I as we've spoken about this community, I love being in community with other women and sharing this in this way. And then also bringing my friends and people that I meet along with me. And it's all about relationships. You know, we deeply care about each other. We deeply care about the people we share this with. And so it's just constant, you know, relationship development, which I'm like, yes, this is exactly for me. I love creating networks. I love, you know, introducing people. It's just so fun. And so that this is another part of these superfood products. So as I said a few minutes ago, you can become a customer. And if you're interested in taking that relationship with the products to the next level, where you get your own sharing code, then when you share your code with someone else and they buy products, then you get 20% of those products, of that the cost of those products. And the compensation plan for this company is really, really quite good. You know, it's just sometimes it amazes me, like every end we get paid weekly, and we get paid actually 5 times, we get paid once a month for the month before. So potentially there are some months where we could be paid 6 times if there are 5, you know, Fridays in a month. And then so it's super fun. It's like, oh wait, here comes another Purium check. And it just starts slowly, you know, trickling in the more you're willing to get yourself out there and expand and share and live into your deepest potential. It's actually super fun. And so just a little bit more, and then I would love to open it up to any of you who, first, any of my sisters, or looks like we have a brother on. If you have anything you would like to speak up about in your relationship to the business. But also, so the way this works is you, as I said, you share your code, and then you get 20% of a commission from whatever people buy through you. Now, there's also another opportunity, and that is to bring on brand partners. And so when you develop your own team, when you meet someone and they want to also have their own sharing code, then you do not, then you make 5%, but then you get rewarded in a slightly different way. Their volume becomes a part of your team, your sharing team. And that's the way to have the ripple effect. So if, in case you're wondering, well, how do I get in? How do I do this? Then there are some packs. The Ultimate Lifestyle Transformation, the pack that we spoke about earlier, is one of those qualifying packs. So when you buy a qualifying pack, you get the business for free. You get your own sharing code. That's all it takes, with one exception. It also requires that you keep if you would like to get paid, then you keep a smart order. It's called a smart order. It's a reoccurring order on record. And and it has to be at least what they call 50 volume points. That's not necessarily $50 that you need to spend in a month, although so that varies. But that's the only requirement to then get paid each week. And of course, to sell your code or to share your code. So to join the business, it essentially comes free with your first transformational pack, if that's the direction you know you want to go. Now, there are some of us who took this a little slowly. No, we didn't necessarily, we tried the products, we wanted to like feel it out. And then there are some of us out there who are ready. You're like, I know this is what I've been looking for. I know this is what I want to do for a side gig. And let's go. if that's the case, then there are all kinds of bonus points to go fast. And not just points, but dollars. So there's actually $3,500 on the table to go quickly if you want to share your code quickly. And so that's super fun for us as your mentor, as your sponsor, as they say. If you desire to go quickly and share your code to a lot of people right away, then you will definitely be rewarded for that. And so will whoever shared it with you. So the company really rewards that fast start, as they call it. So I'm going to pause. It's sometimes hard for me to hear myself talk so much. And I'm going to see if there are any questions, any other comments out there, maybe something that one of Ava, do you have a question?
Yes, I do.
Hi.
I'm new. Hi, how are you?
Excellent.
Great. So Tal invited me. I saw her post and it seemed very interesting. So I was like, okay, I'm going to give it a shot. But I'd like to know more about the products and what it comprises of. You keep saying that stating the benefits, but I don't know. Are they tablets? What is it really that comprises of the product?
Okay, great question. So those 5 products that I was speaking of earlier, I did mention one of them being the Biomedic.
Right, I heard that.
That comes in a little tablet that you can actually open up and put into a shake. Or it's one of the gel caps. You can certainly swallow it, or you can open it up and put it in your shake. So that's how Biomedic comes. Then there's another product called Super Aminos 23. That comes as a little white pill. It's not so little actually, but I've started to chew them. Has anyone else started to chew them? Yeah, I've started to chew them, and the taste is really, I'm becoming really familiar with. Anyway, you can chew them, you can throw them into your shakes and grind them up, best if they're had on an empty stomach. And so I usually try and chew them about 30 minutes before I have another product, which is a shake. And the shakes there are at least 2 varieties that each have 2 flavors. And so those are really the wind dried. One of them has sprouted grains and mushrooms and adaptogenic herbs, and they're really alive. And that's more of a meal replacement. It has about 20 grams of protein. And then there's another one that's greener, less protein content, but all of them have just the best quality, no fillers, no synthetics, nothing. So you add those to water or alternative milk of any kind, some, almond milk, coconut water, anything or just water, oat milk. And you can also mix them into any of the smoothies that you might normally have. So if you're used to having smoothies each day, you would just add this in. And so those are the 3 products. And then the 4th is a tart cherry juice called an apothecary. And that is Maria, so there it is. And you drink that at night about 30 to 60 minutes before bed. And that is designed to reduce inflammation, takes care of free radicals, has naturally occurring melatonin. And that's why I said these products all work synergistically together. They're really changing any acidity in the body to a more alkaline state. And so the serotonin during the day in your belly starts to be I have so many customers who are like, wow, I feel happier. I feel like more balanced emotionally, because the melatonin at night and the serotonin during the day kind of work hand in hand. So a tart cherry helps with the melatonin at night, naturally occurring melatonin. And then during the day, we're healing your microbiome. So your serotonin has a chance to be a little more present, which helps with any mood issues. And so let's see. And then there's one more. So the fifth product is also a little capsule, but you don't want to open that up. You just want to take that. It has a little harsher herbs in it. And it is designed to then clear any parasites from your gut lining. And you only do that for 10 days during the transformation. So you prep your body by getting it ready to then release any parasites, and any parasites are usually feeding off any unprocessed food matter, in the system. And so you give your body a chance to let go of that, and then you clear it out with a product called Super Cleansar. I'm not sure if Maria has any of that, but
Okay. And what's the price range for the packs?
yeah, great question. It's about $11 a day, depending. There are many different packs you can add in. You can customize it. You can, and so if you do a basic pack, it's about $11 a day. Works out to be $11 a day. So any other questions coming through? Right. Excellent. So I'll go ahead. Another question.
No, I was just saying that I will contact Tal, and then I guess she will advise you of my intent.
You'll contact Tal, and she will take it from there.
Okay.
And you'll just continue to work with Tal. Hopefully she'll invite you to some more of these Zooms where I'll get to see you again and support you in wherever you are in your process. And but she'll handle it all. So
Great. Thank you.
yes, so welcome. There was something else I wanted. Oh, with your ultimate lifestyle transformation comes a really beautiful detailed booklet, and that describes, step by step how to do this. And Tal will be there to help you regardless. So beautiful. Well, I'm gonna just pause and make sure there aren't any other questions out there. Any last minute? Great. And so I want to thank you all for being here. I want to just share how delighted I am that you took the time. This is really an investment in your health. This is really an opportunity to reset things, to have a new start, to begin a whole new approach that is so nourishing on so many levels. It's not based on needing to, follow a strict deprivation kind of situation. It's really about nourishing yourself on a very deep level. And so if you are familiar with a yo-yo effect of dieting, or oh, I'm going to stop doing that, I'm not going to eat that anymore, and you're like forcing yourself, and then this is really a very different approach, and it has the potential to creating some really long lasting change. So thank you all for being here. Much love to all of you who are here supporting the process and sharing your own codes and sharing your own light and love. So much love. Take good care and be in touch. Bye-bye.
Good night, everybody. Bye-bye. Thank you so
Bye.
much.
Here.
Good night.
Tal, we'll talk.
Okay, great. Bye-bye.
Bye.